Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together the free Tulip Trio card, which is a free SVG from Simply Crafty SVGs. So here's the card we're going to make. Here are all the pieces. This is similar to what it would look like. This is the Easter version. And it's something that needs to be pieced together. I mean, I guess you could do a print and cut if you'd like. Just be layered, the items. So with this freebie we have 2 tags, well, actually 3 tags, a blank one to put your whatever you want to put on it, Happy Mother's Day, and Happy Easter. So you can see I changed the color on this one to do a print and cut, not black. I wanted to match the colors of the card. So I'm going to put those aside, and then we have, these will be last. These are some of the pieces that go on the actual large piece of the card. So we're going to put the card and these panels away for now, but you can see I have some pattern paper there. And then we have all these little tulip pieces. So what you'll notice is we have these little green pieces that will go right here, right there, and then that one over it. Then we have the little bow. Then we have the little tulips. So there's 3 different tulips. 2 of them are the same exact size, whether the right and left are the same exact size, and the middle is larger. So it's up to you. Like this one, you could put the larger one in the back or the larger one in the front. So if you do the larger one in the back, you want to put the back one on first, and then the 2 side ones on, overlapping that. And then of course the opposite. You can always have them overlap however you want. And the thing to note too when I'm putting this together is how this pieces, you can kind of do however you feel it looks, you know, what it looks good to you. So we're going to start with the bow really quick, since that's a real, just its own piece. What you'll notice is there's some cut lines, and I've already put some, I used this to just draw along the cut line to give it a little bit of accent color. The other thing I did was ink this, and the way I inked it, if you can see the edge, you may not be able to see it, but all I did was, so it'll pop up when it's layered, is to just carefully, you can do this if you want to use something like distress ink, you can, but here's a different way where you can use your markers, because I think most of us have a lot of markers. You can color coordinate the edges, and this, all this is doing is, because it's pieced and it's a light color, you really can't see the definition. So to define when it's layered, this will help define it. So it'll just give it a little bit more depth. So that's how I did that, and this is just a, I got these years ago, but any marker, not pen, but marker will do, and I know a lot of us have them. So let's go ahead and layer this. So I'm just going to layer each. So what I'll do is just have you watch me, and the big thing is get these situated the way they need to go. So you see that matches up with that edge, and they're all the same shape, they're just that middle one's a little bit larger, and that overlaps. So you could go the other way too. You could put that one down first and do that. It's just the way you want it to look. And if you really wanted to, you could actually go and change the colors of that back piece. Again, that's up to you. So I'm just going to piece them together so you can go ahead and watch this, and I'll be back shortly. So now you can see we have the 3 tulip tops. So this is the bigger one. So again, you can do this. You don't want to put that on yet. You want to do that last. I mean, you can put it on first if you'd like. And then you can do that and that to overlap it. Or you could do the backs first. The right and left first. And then that second. So it just fits into that area on this black piece to help you to make it easier to put it together. So we'll go ahead, we'll put those side ones, and I'm going to add glue to the back of this so I can see these are the same exact shape. So if you get them interchanged, it's okay. And you'll notice that I overlapped the petals a little bit different on the side pieces, and that's just up to you. So what I'm doing is trying to line this up to the black back piece, and you can flip it over and you can see it better right there. And then we'll go ahead and do the other side. So it's a really simple card. You could use it for really any occasion. If you wanted to do it for a birthday, you could do happy birthday on the tag. So, and then just line this up. So it's real simple. This just piecing just takes a little patience and time, and just paying attention to where the edges are. And you can kind of move it around. That's a nice part about having wet glue, which I'm using art glitter glue. Gives me a little bit of leeway. So the last card I did, or the very first card I showed you, the Easter version, I put the middle tulip in the back. But this one I'm overlapping on the 2 sides. That might just be a little bit off. You see, I'm just kind of moving it around. So we have those 3 little tulips. Now you can take this, and if you wanted, you can kind of curl it a little bit up if you wanted. But you're just going to put a little bit of dot of glue. I have a dog in my room with me, and he wants to get out. I had to close my door. So I'm just lining it up to the bottom. And that finishes that off. So I had to stop to let my dog out. So we'll resume. So what I did is I actually use this as a background. I inked the edges a little bit with pickled raspberry distress oxide with the distress tool, so I could just get the edges a little bit defined of these panels. And put that aside. So we're going to add the panels. And the way this cuts out this card, if you've never done an impossible card, I like really, really simple. This folds, so you can fold it down, but I'm going to fold it down naturally, but we're going to fold it up. So you fold it up, and then this flips like that. So if you didn't see it, cuts like that, flips like that. And then it sits up like that. Okay. So I'm just going to put it to its natural form so I can add these panels. Actually, you'll have to flip this one to put the panel on, but this one we can put on as you see it. So the only drawback, I mean, some people use solid. Sometimes I use smooth cardstock for cards, and most times I don't. But, so this is textured only on one side, but it's okay. This one will be non-textured, but I have the panels. So I'm just centering them in the little sections. So there's a little bit of a border. I'm going to put that one, and then I'll show you how to put the left one on. So don't put the left one on, don't put the right one on. We're going to put this one on. So we'll just go ahead and center it. And to put this on, we're going to flip this around like that, and then it'll just go right here. I actually had this card made for quite a while, but I wanted to theme it. It was before even the first Impossible card that I put out there as a freebie. So there's our other freebies out there. If they're in the freebie section, they're free all the time. Every once in a while I'll do a temporary freebie, but usually not. So I'm going to flip that around right now. And the reason is I really don't want to put a lot of stress on that fold while I'm working on it. So we're going to go ahead and put this here, and we don't want this to go beyond there, and we really want to keep it towards the top so it'll fit into an A2 card. So I'm just going to get that to the top of this, or towards the top. Just don't go above it, because you can just use a standard A2 envelope. It said card, but it's envelope. I'm only going to glue the back black part. You don't really need that much. You could always do little pop-ups too if you want it to pop up off the thing, but I'm going to actually pop up the bow. So I'm just kind of somewhat just seeing where I like it. And again, I have these leaves that kind of flip up to give it a little dimension. Or you could glue them down, that's up to you. So if you want to do, in fact I'm going to do a little dab of glue, so just a little dot on each side towards the bottom, just so it'll just be a little bit more sturdy. And that right here, that's just because I didn't line it up exactly, but it's not going to make or break it. I'm going to put little foam tape on the back of this to pop it up. Oops. I usually use Scotch foam tape. These are American Crafts. I think they're called sticky foam. But I like to just cut I was just giving them a try. And when you place this, just make sure it doesn't go beyond this fold right here. So just above it. So you see I'm just kind of centering it. So when it folds up like this, it can fold up. So it can be a little bit, but that's it. So it's almost done. Now I'm just going to flip it around again so I can see both sides. So that's how the card sits. So that's flapped up. And we're just going to go ahead and put this here and this here. So when you glue these, determine how far you want to go. I mean, really this is up to you. It gives it kind of a little bit of a sturdiness, and I used an embossing folder to give it a little bit more work, a different kind of look, I mean. And you could use something like enamel dots or something like that to decorate it further as well. So I'm only going to put a little bit on this side to put it over here, and then the gap, and I'll just go like that. You don't have to go exactly, just make sure you know which side's which. And you can always flip it upside down to make sure, but you see I have a good gap. So let me go ahead and put that down. And you can put it as far in as you want. It really isn't. Just gives it a little bit sturdiness and a little extra decoration. So that one I'll just line it up with that. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to use them if you don't want to use them either. So I'm just getting it lined up here. And then for the Mother's Day here, you can put it where you like. I like it here because it kind of gives the empty space. But you could put it right here and put a little decoration here. But that's, like I said, it's up to you. This is where you can make your own decision. So I'll go ahead and just leave it like that. That's that's just any tag. Like I said, you can print and cut this or make your own. And it's just a handy, somewhat quick little card that you can make that fits flat. So it'll fold, you just flatten it to put it into a standard A2 envelope, and we have a free one you can cut with the basic envelope set. If you did like this project and my other freebies, I would appreciate if you could give me a little thumbs up below and or subscribe to our channel. So I hope you like this project, and thank you so much for watching.